Hello, my friends, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the March 16th edition of Monday Night Raw. We're about 33 days away from WrestleMania 42, and did Monday Night Raw add to the road to WrestleMania, or was it just another Monday Night Raw that we're soon going to forget? Well, there was some very memorable moments, but overall the show was mediocre, right? Monday Night Raw kicked off incredible. You have Seth Rollins out there in the ring with all of his weird masked men, and then you have Paul Heyman comes out. When you look at Paul Heyman, his commitment to his character is absolutely incredible. Something that almost every single wrestler on the planet can learn from. This guy, Paul Heyman, came out disheveled. His nose was like bruised and bloodied. His eyes were bloodshot. None of that was pretend. That dude came out looking like an absolute fucking mess. Because the week before, he got hit in the back with a chair. He got curb stomped. He went to the hospital. Like, he just looked fucking horrible. And then on top of that, the Vision is completely decimated. No Braun Breaker, no Bronson Reed, no titles for Austin Theory and Logan Paul, no match at WrestleMania. Adam Pearce is down their throat. Like, Paul Heyman came out and was perfect. Now, I'm kind of over Seth Rollins having all these fucking masked goons with him. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. We know right now, in this very moment, Seth Rollins is not physically and medically cleared to have a real professional wrestling match. That's why they're doing all this hoopla and charades and yada, yada, yada. So you can still see that Seth Rollins on TV, which is great. I really hope he does have a match at WrestleMania, only if he's 100% healthy, and that's okay. But I do think at some point you will see Seth Rollins kind of dismantle the Vision and have a very intense match with Braun Breaker. Now, I don't know how long the Vision will be. I assume WWE at the beginning wanted to have the Vision for a very long time, but then Seth Rollins gets hurt. They turn on Seth Rollins, and now the plan really was to push Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker gets hurt. Maybe push Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed gets hurt. Now you're left with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. And I still think the Vision could add a couple members, maybe Ethan Page, maybe Ricky Saints. I don't know what they're actually doing in NXT, but I think adding a couple members would sort of revamp the Vision and potentially give them an upper edge again, because right now they're just getting completely dominated and dismantled. So I have no idea really the actual end goal for the Vision and Seth Rollins, but I know at some point we're going to see Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker meet in the center of the ring, and it's going to be fucking awesome. So the show started off that way. You see a disheveled Paul Heyman coming out, and then he calls out the Beast Brock Lesnar, and the Beast Brock Lesnar suplexes every one of those masked dudes. A couple of those suplexes were a little gnarly. One was on the stairs, one was into the barricade. I mean, these dudes get dominated. He picked the big fat guy to give him the F5 to. That was awesome. And then you see this little interaction between Rollins and Brock Lesnar. And then the best thing that's happened on Monday Night Raw in a while happened. Oba Femi comes out to just a massive ovation. You see him do his fucking walk. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, it was fucking sick. He comes down to the center of the ring. Brock Lesnar gets a little bit distracted by Seth Rollins leaving. Boom. Huge fall from grace, powerbomb, puts his foot on his chest, and you see Brock Lesnar just get destroyed. His body is aching. He cowers out the ring, and there you have it. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 42. Love it. That was one of the best opening segments on Monday Night Raw in a very, very long time. That was peak emotion, peak intensity, just what you want to see to create a moment. And a superstar right there. Brock Lesnar does not get enough credit for his selling ability. The dude can sell. Now, there was rumors, I did a video on this, but there was rumors that Brock Lesnar was refusing to lose to Oba Femi at WrestleMania. Now, I hope that's changed, because Oba Femi beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania is exactly what needs to happen. And then Gunther retires Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. And then we see the end of Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar goes into the Hall of Fame as the headliner inductee in either 2027 or 2028, depending on when John Cena is also going to go into the Hall of Fame in 2027 or 2028, because Stephanie McMahon and AJ Styles are headlining 2026. So the opening segment of Raw was perfect. I mean, after Brock Lesnar gets the power bomb, you can see him kind of settling and looking up, telling Obafemi to put the boot on his chest. Loved it. It was great. The show couldn't get any better from there. That was peak. That was peak. So it was like it's kind of felt mediocre throughout the rest of the show, but I think it was just fine. I mean, not amazing, just fine. Every time I watch AJ Lee wrestle now, it's just very uninspired. I don't really know why she's back. She doesn't look like she cares when she wrestles. Her match with Bayley was slow and clunky, and they looked tired, and it was just not good. And AJ Lee is just not good, and I just don't get it. I don't get why she's back. I don't get why she's forcing herself to do something she clearly doesn't enjoy, which is professional wrestling. Which, if you don't love doing professional wrestling, it's not your. People can feel that. Like every time I get into the ring and I wrestle, man, it's the fucking best time. So I'm just not a fan of that. The best match of the night by far was Penta versus Dragon Lee. I'm beginning to become more and more of a fan of Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee was awesome. That match was solid. I don't love Penta. I just don't think he's that crisp. I think some of his movements and some of his strikes and some of the way he sells and like the way he throws some of his lines are just like lazy and kind of slow. But then he obviously has those very exciting moves mixed in that make him cool. And he has a good character and he has good charisma. I think Dragon Lee is much better. And what he did with Gunther, now what he did with Penta, his stock is rising, Dragon Lee. And that leads me to think, what is Gunther actually doing at WrestleMania? Brock Lesnar's got it figured out. Gunther is a huge star and needs a huge match at WrestleMania to keep this momentum going. The rumor is Rey Mysterio. We've seen nothing of that. I don't know if he's done with Dragon Lee. He's moving on to Rey Mysterio. How are they going to introduce Rey Mysterio? How are they going to get that to be a career match? What's the vibe with Gunther? We need to know some answers there. But Penta versus Dragon Lee, absolute best match of the night. Raquel and Stephanie Vacour was fine. I'm pumped about the direction of that Judgment Day. I'm also pumped about Finn Balor being a solo guy. There's rumors he's going to bring Demon Finn Balor back at WrestleMania against Dominic Mysterio, so that'll be very interesting as well. And then the show ended with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, which was the worst of their promos so far. He had promo 1 was awesome, promo 2 was pretty good, promo 3 was CM Punk and the Usos. That was pretty good. This one, the 4th installment, was their worst one, kind of disappointing. A lot of young boy chatter. I don't really get why Roman Reigns keeps calling him Phil. I dislike CM Punk completely. I think he's a fraud and a con artist. Don't really get the vibe there. Is it supposed to be an insult? Is he supposed to be like getting underneath his skin? Is it supposed to be like breaking the fourth wall because Roman's like the god in WWE, so he can call people whatever they want? Roman Reigns did get called a young boy by CM Punk, and he got himself right back in the ring. Then he got punched in the face. I think the whole idea for that promo was for Roman Reigns to make CM Punk feel like he's in control. And I think he did that. He got under his skin. He kind of followed directions, which is weird for Roman Reigns because he is Roman Reigns. But I think that's all a plan to make CM Punk think like he's in control. And Roman Reigns kind of invited all the Samoans back. We'll see there what happens. We also saw Randy Orton kind of hinting at legacy, potentially Ted DiBiase Jr. So there was some highlights for this March 16th edition of Monday Night Raw on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Thought we were going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he hasn't appeared on Monday Night Raw since 2019. Can you get a hell yeah? Hell yeah. Anyways, 316. Yeah, 316 said I just whooped your ass. Anyways, so there was some highlights to that March 16th edition of Monday Night Raw. One being Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, great match, Penta, Dragon Lee. A little bit of a disappointing segment between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but I think it's treading in the right direction. And then, of course, business picked up with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton from Friday Night SmackDown, and we saw Randy Orton tease something on Monday Night Raw. So we're on the road to WrestleMania, less than 35 days away until WrestleMania 42. So let me know what you think in the comments down below right now. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.